Love music. Live sport. Talking football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns and Murdo McLeod on Rock Sport Radio.
These are the nights I live for. This is Talking Football across Central Scotland on DAB digital radio, online at rocksportradio.co.uk, via your smartphone and your smart speaker using the TuneIn and the Radiogram app. That wee cheesy grins there already, look. Using the TuneIn and Radiogram apps. And of course, if you want to make it really special, you can watch the programme live on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, on YouTube, and if you watch on YouTube, it's Rock Sport Radio Official. And before we start, can I just say to our viewers tonight, my apologies. When you look at Murdo McLeod and Hugh Burns looking extremely formal and smart this evening, I look like a tinker. And I apologise because we've moved house, couldn't find any clothes, and I either came in dressed as Fred Flintstone or wearing one of the wife's nighties or this. So this is what I plumped for, boys.
You would suit the nightie.
Well, I thought about it. And then I thought,
he goes to repeat. He's not that. He's into all that.
Hey, don't knock it till you've tried it. Murdo, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
And well timed to come back.
I just managed to squeeze in an Old Firm game and then a wee chat with Hugh on the Monday night, so we can't complain.
Well, I thought the McCabe Batmobile might have been in the car park as I drove in there, but I seen the big plush Beamer, America should say, and I went, oh, here we go. So, no, it's good that we're in about it, plenty to talk about, and obviously it was a great game at Montrose on Saturday. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So carry on. You
were actually at Rugby Park on Saturday, but you can tell us about it, but not for the next hour and a half, because I know you'll try and drag it out.
No, I won't. I just saying to Murdo, ex-players in Montgomery sent us a text saying they've started up an ex-players club looking for you to do a wee bit at Rugby Park. Listen, that was 2 years at Kilmarnock. There was a lot of guys there that had been there forever, had played, but it was great to play with the team that I played with and meet older players. And listen, a lot of clubs should take a wee leaf out of their book sometimes when you're out of sight, you're out of mind, and it's good to go back and get looked after with the club. It was brilliant. There's loads of players there. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Well, we spoke to Ray last week about it, so it was good.
By the way, Kilmarnock were a different class, which we'll talk about later on. They were absolutely outstanding on Saturday.
All right, let's talk about the Old Firm game. We'll start at the back and work backwards, if you like. Yesterday's game, Rangers over at the East End, and it finished Celtic 2, Rangers 1. There's the elephant in the room, we can't get away from it. Alfredo Morelos, and I hate to say it, boys, but remember where you heard it first about the volatility and the potential for Morelos to become a liability. I mentioned it right at the beginning of the season on the Friday night preview show. Lo and behold, on the Sunday he was sent off, and he's been sent off 4 other times since then. Now let's put it in perspective. He had that one rescinded. He was wound up royally by Scott Brown on Sunday, as was Ryan Kent, as was Andy Halliday, as were the Rangers fans, but we'll come to that later on. It doesn't matter. Here's the way I see it for me. Scott Brown's a seasoned professional. If Steven Gerrard hadn't had a conversation with Alfredo Morelos before that game about keeping his discipline, I will be absolutely stunned. If Neil Lennon hadn't had a conversation with Scott Brown before that game about Alfredo Morelos's his control and his discipline, I'll be even more stunned. The difference is Scott Brown is an experienced, hardened pro who did what he did to get a reaction, and by God did he get it.
Would you like to come in?
Have I encapsulated pretty much everything there?
You've looked at me there, but I'll let Murdo come in.
Well, obviously, Scott Brown, he knows the game of football. He knows what happens on the pitch, and especially in an Old Firm game. And he knows people that you just need to look at, and it winds him up. And I think the whole thing about Morelos, he's let himself down, he's let all the Rangers fans down, he's let the club down again. Not just today, again. And he'll maybe get away with it a wee bit because Rangers played much better in the second half with 10 men. So a lot of people were thinking, oh, we had a wee chance here and we had a wee chance at the end and all that. He's let the whole club down. He's let all the supporters down. And see this wandering about as if, oh, look at me and all this kind of thing. Because I watched them going on the pitch before the game, because the Rangers fans were in at 10 o'clock in the morning. They were all in place, and as the team went out and they all started singing his name. He never acknowledged the Rangers fans.
Really?
And I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, surely, because no one else, they weren't singing about anyone else. He's walked onto the pitch and they're all singing his name, and he didn't even give a wee wave to the boys.
As the players come out to look at the pitch.
To look at the
before
pitch,
they were changed and what have you.
that's what I'm saying, at 10 o'clock, so they were there sharp. So I'm watching him, and then he's possibly thinking, oh, I'm worth 15 million at the club, 20 million.
And what would the fans have thought if he'd have went over there, suited and booted, you know, and kissed it at the back? They'd have loved that.
Great. Hugh didn't even need to go over. Just give him, acknowledge them. Because the Rangers fans, as you know, every time he does something good in a game, they sing his name, and it's less and less nowadays that the fans sing an individual's name. They'll sing all the club songs, but they'll not sing about an individual. He's on the park there, and for me, he let them down there, and he let them down on the pitch. Someone that's maybe going to be valued at 15 million. See, if I'm an owner of another football club, and I look at his, over the season discipline, obviously you'll be looking at his goals and all that kind of thing. Scored a lot of goals, but then you're looking at it and you're thinking, we could be playing in a big game. Someone winds him up. He's off. We're playing with 10 men before the game even starts. So I honestly think his value's dropping down all the time just now, because he's not scoring enough goals either. Do you know what I mean? He's scoring like a normal.
But let me ask you a question. And nobody can predict what's going to happen in a game. Nobody. I mean, there was a lot of people predicting that Morelos wouldn't stay on, but nobody can predict what's happening in a game. Let me ask you this. Say Celtic got the injuries that they got, and they were down to 10 men, and Rangers were 11 men, and Morelos was still on the park, and those 3 chances that Rangers had in the 6-yard box, do you think that Morelos, had he still been on, would have converted one of them, particularly the one that Worrell wasn't strong enough to get to?
Yeah. Well, it's
conjecture. I know it's conjecture, but it proves a point that Morelos is more dangerous on the park than he is off the park. And I mean, for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. And my point is, there were opportunities in that game late on for Rangers where it was right in his range, where he scores goals.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. As the game wore on, we were up in the box, and honestly, oh, goodness. And see, before the goal, before the equaliser, Rangers had 3 offside decisions in the space of about 10 minutes. And see if any of them, if they'd just taken a step back, Hugh, it was a 1-on-1 and a run from 35, 40 yards out. It was a run right through there, but just they were offside. So there was chances there in the second half, so it was always going to be
very open.
Rangers started creating 1 or 2 chances, and as I said, Celtic got in front, getting 2-1, and then you thought, well, that's it over with. But Rangers went up the other end, and there was a fantastic chance. Baines palmed the ball along a couple of feet out from the goal, and Ayer with a great challenge.
They're the ones that Morelos scores.
And again, then, Bill, if you're looking at it, if he was on the pitch, he could have changed the game.
Listen, we're talking about a guy here who he's fell foul to the referee five times. Now, there'll be other stations talk about it, other players talk about it, other pundits, hosts, whatever. Everybody's got their wee input, and everybody has got their own thoughts on how a player can do this. But Murdo's talked about, the Bears in the pen yesterday is that early in the morning. And I was driving my car today, and I think about how it affects everybody, a sending off like that, especially in a game like that, that we've played in. Just 1 or 2 points regarding Morelos. The 5 occasions that he's been sent off, he's never kicked a player. Never kicked a player. Okay, the McKenna one. I'm talking about it tackle, going in and, doing somebody or, that deserves it. So that has been
it's a childish
petulance.
thing.
It's been, the dummy's been out, you watch his face. In fact, I sat with my mum and watched the game, and there was one of the times before he gets sent off, Bill. My mum's like, he looks a bit unhappy. I says, and then she went through the kitchen, time she come through the red cards, and I says, that's the guy you were talking about earlier on. See the wee guy who, as I say often enough, right, it's all very well, we'll go maybe a wee bit of hospitality, we'll get looked after, blah, blah, blah. See the wee guy that's waiting in the bus at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to his work, to spend 50 quid to stand and watch that, 800 Rangers fans in there, whatever. He has been absolutely robbed, starved of a player that can put the ball in the net, but it's not good to you know, with his disciplinary. Now, Stevie Gerrard must have spoke to him during the week about it. And Murdo's right, you're saying about, you know, getting him wound up or whatever. You wait till the ball's there and you do it the proper way. Now, this is a guy who is never, ever going to listen. You know, the South American, the red mist is there, it'll never go away. Murdo is 1,000,000% correct. See all these suitors, all these players, or these coaches and what have you, he's worth this, he's worth that, he's worth that. The kid knows where the goals is. He knows where the goals is. But listen, you know, a leopard never ever changes its spot. I should know, I get into enough bother, even as late on as when Murdo took me to them. You never change, Bill. You never, no matter how many managers say. But, you know, getting sent off in an Old Firm game, walking back, Brown's out of the bait, he walks past, but it's the wee guy who's there, busting his backside, doing all the overtime, following his club, doing what he has to do right, and there's a guy on the park letting club, family, fans, everything connected to Rangers Football Club, he let down yesterday. I could not believe it, Murdo, when I seen what he done. And he deserved to go. But, you know, OK, Brown added a wee bit onto it, which he's going to do.
Yeah,
but
well,
it was
look,
absolute disgrace.
There's two things. There's two things that strike me. The first thing is that Scott Brown catches him on the Achilles, right? He catches him. The contact for me isn't like it was when it was...
Well, I think he caught more in his boot.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing, Hugh. You see, if you've got anything about you upstairs, you go down and the emphasis changes.
That's a good point.
Everybody's asking what Scott Brown's done.
And why is he down?
What Alfredo Morelos has done. But here's the other thing that you've got to laugh at. And this shows Scott Brown as a professional. And a lot of people will say, oh, no. But I'm telling you, Scott Brown's one of the toughest players in Scottish football. And he got two little dinks from guys and went down like a sack of spuds. So he knew what he was doing. He's a hard man that I've seen people crunch him and he's got up and brushed them away. No. Yet with these things, because he knew what he was doing.
Scott Brown.
He was a pro and he played, you know, it was gamesmanship. That's what it was. Yeah. Pure and simple. But, as I've always said, and Stephen Gerrard said it yesterday, give the referee a decision to make. And you're not going to win with that one. And Stephen Gerrard, the manager, has said, I have gone above and beyond to defend Alfredo. I can't defend him anymore.
Well, you know, see regarding Scott Brown, I've yet to see anybody been brave enough to go and really have a right good clatter at him. Yeah. Because it's Bill's right. You know, he is the hard man of Scottish football.
Yeah, but
as midfield goes, and he
went down as if it was like waving a feather at him, and he went down. But he's entitled to.
Scott Brown's hardly ever had to flex his muscles, Murdo, because there's nobody went toe to toe with him. See all this off the ball stuff and all that.
You've always spoken about someone in the middle of the park for Rangers. It's going to be in Scott Brown's face. You spoke about the last time. The 1-0 game that Rangers won. No, but Scott Brown, and he didn't play well and all this kind of thing. Now here we are for the next game, and look at the way he just strolled through the whole game. Oh, the midfield, it was McCrory there, Arfield, Jack in the middle of the park. Brown just strolled by them all. He never get bothered with any of them because they never get close, and Scott just kept possession of the ball. And as soon as somebody made contact with him, he did what every modern day player does, go down. Yeah. Albeit it was a big incident, but he went down. No, if somebody's lifted their hands up towards his face, you get down. Yeah. It's automatic, and it's nothing to do with Scott Brown, the sending off. Absolutely nothing to do with Scott Brown. If If the officials had thought that the connection between Scott Brown and Morelos just prior to it, then they would have thought, if they'd seen it, they maybe said something, or they would have had a word in his ear, because it was next to nothing.
But Morelos goes down and it changes the whole complexion of things when he gets clipped by Scott Brown.
Then it goes,
shifts the whole emphasis.
It goes back to modern day football players. If somebody's touched them, no matter how lightly they've touched them, if they go down, the referee's got to make a decision. And then Morelos thought, oh, I'll get him just now.
Yeah, I'll take the law into my own hands.
Instead of saying, oh, I'm going down. But that's something it's got to be in your head.
Absolutely,
there's people out there, so many cheats within football just now, that no contact or next to no contact, they go down. And that's modern day. And a lot of people don't go down. And that's the ones that you admire more in football.
Not if they swing an arm out, though, like that.
Well, if somebody's going to lift an arm towards your face, you'll go down.
But if you've got a player and you're the manager of Rangers prior to yesterday, and you've got a player who's got the worst disciplinary record in Scotland this season, when you think about it, I don't think there's
Well, apparently he's broken the European record.
Right, okay. So
because 4 sending-offs in the season was the previous record.
I heard that. So you're then going to the Lions Den that the manager didn't like the phrase of. It is a Lions Den. It is a Lions Den. That's what you're getting into. We know that. We're playing
it's the home of the Lisbon Lions.
Right, well, that I said, you're going into you're going into it, and that's what it is. Stevie Gerrard didn't think it was a Lions Den, but it is a Lions Den. And I know he's been there as a manager, but he's not been there as a player. So, from that point of view, he doesn't know. He's only been there once before, and we get turned over. A lot of the players get caught rabbit in headlights that day. Well, certainly better yesterday, but do you really seriously think about no playing him prior to the game? It's a game Rangers need to win.
Uh-huh.
They've got 800 fans there. There's 60,000 Celtic fans there. Is the Lions Den? And you're trusting a guy who you can't trust all season. What is so different? Because it's more of a powder keg situation, Murdo. That might have been horses for courses, that one. To go, right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play Big Laugh, right, who wasn't even in the squad, when I looked at it.
The squad, yeah.
Don't know what happened with that. Or somebody else up front, or whatever they do. But here's the one with Scott Brown as well. Something we maybe didn't look at. You and I looked at it on Friday night. Maybe Stevie Gerrard didn't look at it. Possibly he did. But Scott Brown sat in that hole that Murdo's talking about. Now, Scott Brown sat in that wee hole just in front of his back four. There you are. See the way we were shaped to play. We had never anybody within a yard of Scott Brown. Never. Because the way we shaped, we didn't press him enough. And that's happened so many over games.
The last game, Arfield, his job was to stop Scott Brown playing.
So what was so wrong about that yesterday then? They didn't do it.
Never get near him.
Didn't he do it?
And I thought Arfield was the only midfield player for Rangers.
Possibly
ran about the pitch.
Yeah, he did.
It worked so hard. The other two in the middle of the park, for me, they weren't in the game at all. McGregor started off a wee bit slower, and then McGregor just controlled it, enjoyed the game, and he was one of the guys that every time it came, there was no one near him. And when you leave McGregor with places to go and play a pass or run into, he'll hurt you. All the time, he'll just drive forward and cause problems for you.
What did I say to you after the 3-2 game? After which the goalie day and stuff and all that? What did I say to you about Scott Brown?
Yeah.
That I get slaughtered with Rangers fans.
If Rangers had a Scott Brown, they'd won that game.
If I said that again, I would get slaughtered again. But I'm going to say it again. Because we don't have a midfield player like that in the middle of the park.
Yep.
That can boss the game, wear the badge and go, there you go. I'm here to win it. And see all this in front of the Rangers fans and all that. I hate that, right? But see when you've got something about you and you're a player, you can do that. That's what you do. Great players, but we're no liked. That's why they don't like Scott Brown. Because he's a player.
You're absolutely right. The only thing I would say is that Scott Brown is good enough as a player to leave that sort of stuff behind. And it's not coincidental that Scott Brown's the guy that was involved with Morelos. He was involved with Ryan Kent. He was involved with Andy Halliday, and then does that at the end with the fans. Now, just a minute.
Oh, you go, sorry.
What I'm saying is that Scott Brown is a pro and he knows how to push people's buttons. But there's a time where you think to yourself, hang on a minute, there's a recurring theme here. What's going on? And you start to look at things. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Scott Brown's playing at Celtic Park. He's at home. Half that end, or most of that end, is Celtic fans. Now, the fact that he went to the corner, I think was wrong and it was antagonistic under the current, what would I say, atmosphere that we're having Scottish football. But Celtic players at Celtic Park, it's a home game for them.
Well, you're talking about incidents with 3 different Rangers players involved with Scott Brown, and they're doing things that's not part of the football game.
I agree, but Scott Brown's the common denominator.
But that tells me that they're not brave enough or good enough to do something to Scott Brown during the 90 minutes in the time of normal football play. If you want to do Scott Brown, go and chase him, go and get in there, make a challenge on him. But see, walking about and lifting hands to him, or kind of pushing him away and all that, just because Scott Brown's in your face doesn't mean to say he's not allowed to do that within a game.
I agree and I disagree, and the only bit I disagree on is you're saying they're not brave enough or good enough. I just think they're not smart enough, Murdo.
Well, whatever you want to say,
you're absolutely
do it
right.
while the game's going on.
Yes,
and
you're
then
right.
you don't get sent off. If Morelos had the be-all and all and the knowledge to say, I'm going to just wait, and when Scott Brown's got the ball, I'm going to come in from behind.
That chance arises, Murdo. Eventually, especially in a fun game.
I
as
said
the game
something
goes
on
on.
Twitter yesterday, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll get slaughtered for it. Alfredo Morelos, for me, is a wee boy in a man's body. Because even going off, he's got the hands going yacky, yacky, yacky to people.
Yeah.
You know, they're saying things to him as he's going off. He should have gone off that part with his head held low and got off as quick as he possibly could. It's his belligerence and its petulance that has cost him. The boy is a talent. He can score goals. You know, you can't deny that. But you know, he has got to get his game sorted out and his temperament sorted out. Otherwise, he's no good to anybody.
Bill, if he's in that environment, and obviously we're just looking at 3 Aberdeen games and a Celtic game, so that's big games for the Rangers team and the supporters. Obviously wound up, this Aberdeen, and when you're going up to Pittodrie, this is going to be a tight game. They hate us, we hate them, all this kind of thing. So he's wound up and thinking, I'm going to get involved here, and all he's doing is letting his team down, letting supporters down, and that can't happen. See, just now, I'd love to know if Stevie Gerrard just taking a step back and saying, just what you mentioned, should I have left him out, left him on the bench and put someone else on the pitch? Because
I think the argument with that is you always want to go with your strongest team. He's a
100%.
talisman, 29 goals, disciplinary. What would they have scored if he hadn't been sent off, if he hadn't missed all these games? As a powder keg situation, you're going into there. You're going away from home. You've got no fans, and you need to win the game. And when you look at needing to win it, that they're pumped up even more. I just think that the manager should maybe have looked at it. If he could have changed it round with the personnel, then sit in, then maybe bring him on. But I'm massive on what Murdo said there. See a cute footballer, you always get a chance, Bill.
I agree.
You always get a chance to go, and if it means using the word go and do somebody that in our day was the norm, and you would get away with a yellow and a warning. Nowadays it's different. You raise your hands anyway. Players are going down. You should know that. It was just it was a shame. It was a shame the way it happened. In so many ways, I seen his face when he walked off. You know something? See if he wasn't embarrassed yesterday walking off that park, then there's something wrong.
Well, I don't think he was, by the way.
If you're in a situation like that, you've got to be embarrassed. You're worldwide. You've let everybody down.
Hugh, see, and we're not going back to even my day, but see in a dressing room, especially for a game like that, see if you've got something about you, a Rangers player's got something, maybe Andy Halliday, he went round to Scott Brown to start a fight after the game. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's still wrong. He should have been, if he wanted to fight Scott Brown during the game and see how you got on.
But Hugh, I'm not here to argue with you. I can't.
But what I'm going to say, Hugh, you've been in dressing rooms the same as myself, into dressing rooms and someone coming in after the game, it's someone that's been sent off for doing something stupid and having a real go at them. I'd love to know if any other Rangers players had a go at Morelos after the game.
Well, that would, again, go down to the personnel. I wouldn't imagine that I think Halliday would be the one that would have been in at the end of the game, and I'm trying to just quickly go through the team. I know they wouldn't be happy with him. I understand that. They've let them down. You've deserted your team. You're turned out to be...
Well, here's another thing, guys, just to think about this, and it's fairly simple calculation. 4 games that he's been banned for, and there's 8 games left. Yeah. He's going to miss 50% of the run-in. Now, if Morelos had played and he'd have been sensible, Morelos could have been up around 40 goals this season. Think what the world would have been his oyster.
Yeah.
You know, he could have gone anywhere, and for big money.
Well, I don't even think that he showed the manager any respect at all.
Well, not if the manager has backed him the way that he has.
Stevie Gerrard's just gone out and... Listen, Alfredo, come on, let's get... You know, we're talking about a world-class footballer here who's now a manager. He's very, very raw in the game. So, but he was well-disciplined as a footballer. But you know something? See if he gets sent off. It wasn't for just clattering anybody with their elbows or whatever. It was for going through somebody and winning it. As Murdo said, he would wait, bide his time, you're done. And he's went through the player and he'd got a few reds in his time at Liverpool. But Bill,
I always thought he was quite cute because he kind of did a semi-2-footed tackle on people that he didn't like.
Gerrard would be naughty when he wanted to be, and if he can't get through, if the big Gary McAllister can't get through to him, you know, that's just it's insane what happened.
Hugh, I'm sorry, it shouldn't even be down to them. The boy should know that the fans love him. Yeah. And that he's letting them down by not doing this. I don't get it. I mean, I just don't get it. Everybody says, oh, it's an edge, and without that edge, he's not the player that he has.
Bill. Yeah. No, we've spoken about the fans there, but when you're on the park, it's a team, and everyone's got to do their bit. And he's letting them down he's let them down so often this season.
I'll tell you what stuns me, Murdo. The amount of Rangers fans that are still blaming Scott Brown. It's Scott Brown's fault.
See, but that's the easiest way out. And as I said...
But it's nonsense.
It is absolute nonsense. Just what we've had the discussion. If you want to get Scott Brown, go into a hard tackle during the game. And if you're tough enough, fair on you if you do that.
You guys know the tricks. But I saw Alec Ferguson play once for Rangers against Falkirk back in the old First Division days, right, at Ibrox. And Ferguson went up with this boy. I don't know who the other boy was, but they went up when Ferguson was playing number 10, come down in a heap on the ground after one of them had won the ball. As Ferguson got up, he just leaned on his shoulder and punched him straight in the gut. And the boy was at the side of the park throwing up for the next 10 minutes. Now, nothing happened because nobody saw it. Now, you wouldn't get away with that. Yeah. But how many times have we seen people leave a foot in or just fall over on an ankle with studs and things? And I'm not advocating that's what you do, but you have a better chance of getting away with it. You might as well just grab him by the shirt and stick one on him.
There, Bill, if the ball's there and you're going for the ball and you end up accidentally, in brackets, clattering into the player, then you maybe get a warning. You might get a yellow card. But if you're walking by someone and you lift your hands and hit them in the face...
Game over.
Game over. You're off the pitch. And the amount of cameras that he could have ended up, if he'd got away with that, the cameras would be... Nick, by Tuesday, he'd have been banned for 4-week games anyway.
But if he was smart, Murdo, and he was really smart, and he knew his craft, as soon as there was any contact with Scott Brown, he goes down, the whole emphasis has changed. Everybody's saying, what's Scott Brown done?
Yeah, what I wouldn't agree with was the fact the way Tierney and Aya ran over and were a bit, like a drama queens a little bit, trying to, just exaggerate the situation. The red had been out and it was out, and they've sprinted over to the referee. That could have caused a lot of bother. Things happen in Old Firm games, we do understand that. But you know something? A pound to a penny at Lennoxtown has been the plan to get him sent off. That goes without saying.
Well, let me ask you.
And I'll bet you the chap was. I'll bet even the manager. I'll bet the manager didn't need to say it. I'll bet you. Like Scott Brown would be having chat with Celtic players during the week, going, "I'll get him wound up. You watch us." I'll bet he's in there the day gloating at Lennoxtown going, I tell you, I would get him sent off.
He was gloating last night when he was interviewed on the telly.
Yeah.
But he's entitled to gloat.
Entitled
His
to do
game
it. By the
plan,
way,
his game
that's part of
plan
the
has
game.
worked perfectly.
Yeah.
That's part of the game.
Yeah.
Well, no, wind the opposition up, and it's not just him. It's other players in the team as well, and who you play against. But in a game as vital as that, it's top against second top, and last chance for Rangers just to close the gap a wee bit. He's let the whole club down.
Yeah.
He's let all the fans down, because if Rangers had won that game yesterday and it goes down to 7 points, and then we've still got another game, so that could go down to 4 points, and
Which is realistic.
The whole
Which is
thing.
realistic.
Well,
the
it
whole
would have
thing's-
been. It would have been if you'd managed to keep Morelos on the
Well,
park,
that's realistic, yeah.
and
You had a
Morelos was
chance.
going to play for the rest of the
And
season.
now, Bill, you're sitting now, and it's 13 points behind now. Season's
Still
just
a
about
chance.
finished.
And your top scorer's
Aye.
going to miss half the run-in.
So he's not going to be played. So all of a sudden he's got to look about, the manager's got to look about and bring in another striker. That's what I was thinking about for yesterday.
Yeah, I was leaving him out.
Leave him out.
Guys, let's take a quick break, because that's the first half hour gone, and one thing we haven't spoken about is actually the play. So we'll come back and we'll do that. I think Mark from Wishaw wants to talk to us as well on the phone and give us a call. So we need to get you a set of cans there, Murdo, and get you all plugged up and get your chair plugged in, as Hugh would like that.
Can you not put it up there?
Have I what? What?
No, hear him.
No, you're not.
Mark from Wishaw.
No, as long as you need headphones for it, I'm afraid.
Right.
I know they'll mess your shed up, but you'll need to live with it.
We're proud to announce that BetVision are now the official betting and gaming partner of Rock Sport Radio. Enter a world of gaming that you won't believe with a fresh visual style. Go to our website, rocksportradio.co.uk, and see what BetVision has to offer. Rock Sport Radio and BetVision, our new official betting and gaming partner. Please gamble responsibly. Over 18s only. And remember, when the fun stops, stop. For more, visit gambleaware.co.uk.
The list of things you need to do gets longer at this time of year, whether that's for the house or in your business. So take one thing off your list right now. Your septic tank could need emptied. Let Grant Henderson Tankers empty your septic tank in the home or work, farm, factory or workshop at very competitive rates. We are septic tank specialists, experienced, safe and dedicated to environmental safety with our own licensed disposal site. Find out more at wemovesh.it or call 01698 284 987. Grant Henderson Tankers. Let the experts manage your waste.
Looking to sell your house fast for cash? Freedom Property Buyers offer a free no-obligation offer within just 24 hours, allowing you to move on. Whether you're in financial difficulty, facing repossession, looking to sell an inherited property, emigrating, or are simply in need of a quick sale, we can help you get there in 3 easy steps. Call 0141 258 6963 or visit freedompropertybuyers.co.uk. Freedom Property Buyers. Consider it sold.
If you've had a car accident that wasn't your fault, you don't just want any lawyer to fight your claim for compensation. You want the right lawyer, an experienced road traffic accident specialist who'll work no win, no fee. But how do you find them? At First for Lawyers, we make it easy to find the right lawyer for you. Just text compensation to 66077 and we'll call you back. At First for Lawyers, we've a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. So text compensation to 66077 now.
Love music. Live sport. Talking football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns and Murdo McLeod on Rock Sport Radio.
Okay, welcome back. Don't forget, talking football across Central Scotland on DAB, digital radio, online at rocksportradio.co.uk. You can hear us on your smartphone and your smart speaker using the TuneIn and the Radiogram apps. And you can also watch the show live on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope and on YouTube. Gentlemen, let's talk to Mark, who's in Wishaw. Mark, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, Bill. How are you doing yourself?
Good. What point would you like to make?
But it's just, well, hi, Hugh and Murdo.
Hi, Mark. Hiya.
Right, it was regarding what you were saying about the game. Obviously, there's a lot of talking points regarding the game, but it was just something you said earlier on, Bill, and I think the guys actually agreed with you regarding Scott Brown's professionalism. Right? Now, is that the type of professionalism we want in the game now, where people are fearing injury, having wee clips at people, getting them sent off, getting them yellow carded, getting them in trouble with the officials. Is that the type of thing that we want to bring into Scottish football now? That it's acceptable, that it's regarded as professional? You wouldn't get away with that in any other sport.
I think you make a good point, and I think Murdo covered it off well by highlighting that that's the professional game now. Players go down too easy, the contact's minimal. I mean, for me, and I'll let the boys make their own points in just a minute, for me, I remember when I was at Talk Sport and Ruud van Nistelrooy was going to play for Manchester United. Van Nistelrooy was going to be signed by Man U, and Sir Alex Ferguson didn't sign him because he had a knee problem, and he waited another season and a half before he signed him. His first game was going to be against Everton, and I forget who the Everton centre-half was, or centre-back, and I said on air, if it was me, I'd get right close to him so that he had to turn and hope I could hear the knee tearing. It's part of the game to look at the weaknesses of your opponents and try and expose and exploit them. Now, it's not a pretty part of the game, it's not a nice part of the game, but the guys will tell you, and you've heard them say it themselves, there has been opportunities back even when they were playing, that if somebody was doing something or winding you up or all the rest of it, you knew when you were going to get a chance to get them and you would take it. I take the point you're making, but I don't think shifting the emphasis from Morelos.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. Morelos is right. Well, you'll probably know me for my tweeting in that. But there's no way I'm going to justify what happened with Morelos. He deserved the red card. He'd been warned, and he did it again. As the guy said, he's petulant. He's still a kid. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he's needing it out his game before he'll ever become a top professional.
Mark, I think, I watched the game. I don't know if you were there or no. You obviously, you know who I support. You know what I mean? I let it out there. I'm a Rangers man. I watch my team playing. I watch Scott Brown dominate the middle of the park, and I'm hurt when I see that happening. And there is opportunities, Murdo and I do agree. There's opportunities during the game to have a go with somebody that you maybe no like in the game. And that's the way that, as a Rangers fan, I want to see my players behave. I want to see my players go in, wearing the badge with pride and winning tackles and passing it and getting, the faithful behind them and all that. You could get Andy in your team to knock them out the road, off the ball.
Agree.
You know what I mean, Mark? And that is just unacceptable. As for Scott Brown and all the things that he does in the antics and what, you know the reason Scott Brown can do that, Mark? You know the reason he can do it? Because he can...
Because he gets away with it.
No, Mark. Aye, you know something? Because he's cute and he's a good player, and good players know how to get away with it. That's it. Listen, I wish we'd had a Scott Brown in the middle of the park yesterday. I've said it again, Mark, and I'm fed up sitting here after Old Firm game saying, see if we had Scott Brown in the middle of the park. That pains me to say that. Do you know how hard that is for me to say that? I've not even got any... I can't even...
Not as hard as I would have to say.
I can't fight Murdo tonight. I can't fight Murdo tonight because I've got no defence. I've got no defence.
Well,
the manager will be sore.
Well, I have.
Everybody at the club will be sore on what's happening. How Scott Brown's dominating midfield. And we've got players wanting to challenge him with a fist. It's called football, Mark. The ball's on the deck.
Exactly.
And you go and win tackles.
It's called football. It's called football, Shuggy. It's not called let's feign injury.
Well, I listen, it's all part and parcel of the game. I can't sit and defend
Mark, don't go down the line of... Mark...
Do you remember, can I say something? Sorry, Murdo. Do you remember when, Shuggy, do you remember when Kel Lafferty feigned it? Do you remember when he carried...
Yes, I do, Mark, yes.
And it was proved that he never...
Yes.
He gets slated by the media.
Yeah.
He gets slated by his fellow professionals. Mm-hmm. He gets slated off his own fans for what he did.
He did. I'll agree with you. So the challenge on Morales.
So why would we want a player in why would any team want a player in their team that feigns injury and doesn't Mark, listen, Mark, just I understand that, but Mark, it's called winning football matches. You've got to have everything in your locker, everything in your makeup that makes you a player. And I see if it means, nowadays, Mark, you see players in England, you see it all over the place, they're diving about, so, see if it gets you over the line. It gets you over the line, you've got to do it. And Scott and Murdo's right, as well, saying that there's nobody actually went, I can't remember, Mark, anybody that has actually went and
toe-to-toe with Scott Brown. Murdo.
Yeah.
Especially that last game.
Mark, we picked on Scott Brown there about going down too easily. Do any Rangers players ever get down like that?
Yes, of course he did.
Right, so end of story. So don't bring Scott Brown up. He was doing the same as what the other football players do. Some idiot walked by him and he's lifted his hands and caught him in the face. Scott Brown's went down because of that idiot, and that idiot's let you, Mark, and the rest. Mark, be quiet just now because you've already had your turn.
No thanks.
Just you for your 5 minutes. Just to let you know, he's let all the Rangers fans down. And he's walked off that pitch there, and they're down to 10 men, and every head went down in that Rangers team, and it just wasn't till the second half before they actually got up. Because Rangers put on a show in the second half, a lot of people think, it's all right, Morelos going off because we played better without him. That's absolute nonsense. You should be on here talking about how a disgraceful performance that was yesterday from your striker. It's happened 5 times this year. He's been involved in situations. He's been sent off 5 times. That's a disgrace in Scottish football. Don't go on about Scottish football. You've got your own player at your own club. So don't go on about players at other clubs.
Murdo, do you miss the part where I actually said that he did deserve the red card? I think you must have missed that part.
No.
That was maybe one wee part I've missed, but I've listened to the rest of you, what you were going on about. You're trying to turn the whole thing on to Scott Brown. We don't want that in Scottish football. I've asked you about your Rangers players. They're going down too easily. Because Rangers, because Scott Brown yesterday, because he's got more brains than the other players. He knows what it's all about. Scott Brown didn't get involved in. He didn't go over to a Rangers player and lifted his hands before the game, during the game, or after the game. He didn't go and lift his hands. It was all the Rangers players lifting their hands to Celtic players. So don't go on about Scott Brown.
Murdo, I'm not pointing the finger at Scott Brown. That my question was.
No, you did. You started going about Scott Brown. That's not what we want in Scottish football.
No, to be fair, it was a general question, and that is that the kind of professionalism we want in the game? It was a general question on that. To be fair,
right, are you two's finished now?
He can't come on. He can't come on.
You've got a wee man wound up here. He's at a bad age. Come on, calm down with him. Calm down with him. Listen,
one of the other things was what Murdo said was, Morelos lit his Auden. It was shocking. But the thing was, I said to Bill earlier in a tweet, we knew it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. That was the thing. We knew who was going to do it. We knew it was going to happen.
But you see, there, Mark, there's the thing. You knew it was going to happen. You knew who was going to wind him up. You knew how he was going to react. Mm-hmm. That predictability in itself is an indictment of Alfredo Morelos' character when he plays in these games.
Mark, don't you think that the manager should maybe have preempted at midweek? He should sat down with his coaching staff and went, it might just be one to leave him on the bench and we get our shape right, we give nothing away and we bring him on. Do you not think that might have been a better idea?
Aye. Totally. Yeah. Aye. I think the way that Alfie's been going on, you say you can't take away from him, he's the best striker in Scotland. We know that. But his temperament is just way, way beyond what we can control. Mm-hmm. As I said, he's still young and he's no grew up. We all know that. Mm-hmm. Are we going to take him out of the side? It's hard to leave him out. It really is hard to leave him out.
Not for the next 4 games, it's not.
Well, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter because I think it's about 16 before we play Celtic again. And remember, 11 against 10 in the second half, we were much better than the Celtic were, and we managed to pull it back. And I think it was for a mistake.
Pull it back to what? Did you not get beat 2-1?
No, well, if you let me finish, Murdo.
I'm just asking you.
If the captain hadn't put such a slack pass back, I think it would have stayed at 1-1. I would have been very happy at 1-1. Even though maybe the second half, especially the last 15 minutes, I think Celtic were lucky actually not to lose another 2. But the fair result would have been 1 each. Celtic dominated. Celtic did what Rangers did to them in the last game. They were quick, they were into the ball as fast as they could, quick passes, slick, fast running up the sides. Rangers couldn't cope. They were running about like headless chickens. But then Celtic got a little bit slack, went down to 10 men, and went, we've got this in the bag. then Rangers showed their true character. They went out there and they absolutely dominated the second half. Probably not the first 10 minutes of the second half, but after that, and you could see Celtic were struggling. But as I said, 1-1 would have been a fair result, and I think I would have accepted that. But Morelos, as I said, I'm not going to give him any thumbs up.
Well, it must
he
be,
deserved what he got.
Mark, it must be bad if Celtic are struggling and still win 2-1.
Mark, give us your thoughts on the overall, season and the thoughts of the Bears. You're in amongst it. You know what's happening at the sharp end of it. You know what they're all about with their thoughts and the way they come across things at games. What do you think the general opinion is with the paying public?
Right. Well, first of all, I think Rangers are a lot closer to Celtic than we probably were even in the last game that we played against them when we won 1-0. I think we're a lot closer. I think Celtic seen that, and I think even the Celtic fans have seen that. Obviously they've dominated the league, but we seem to have a problem with the smaller teams that sit in, and we don't have any penetration. I don't know what's happened. Yeah. Candiaces went right off in my opinion anyway. There'll be a lot of people, and I love Candyman like nothing else. What a player. But over the last probably 5 to 8 games, probably, other than the Celtic game, he's been, I don't know what's happened to his crossing at all. The rest of the team, the back four, we need somebody in there. We really need at least one more guy.
Centre-back. Centre-back, yeah. Katic on the bench yesterday. Was Katic on the bench?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. He was.
Would you had Katic in before Worrell?
I think he put Worrell in because of the last Celtic game.
I'd have me in before Worrell.
Well, they've been hard to get round.
Come on.
To be fair.
I put you in goal, Bill.
So
you, big man.
So what you're saying is probably the majority of the Rangers fans are they think that we're better than where we were, and they're obviously still well behind the manager. Obviously, big recruitment's required. Big recruitment's required in the summertime. Do you think they'll cash in on Morelos then?
Oh God.
Well, here's the thing to think about. Here's the thing.
Me personally, I want him. I want him to go now. After that red card, I want him to go now because I'd rather have a player, maybe £4 or £5 million decent player, and hopefully Scottish. I wish somebody in there they can do a job for us because I think that our outfield players. I think we've got enough class in there to help anybody that's in the middle.
Well, I mean, my thoughts are with Morelos. I think he signed the transfer form yesterday. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think there's probably, if he's not careful, and I don't know how much damage has been done, but with every goal he scored, there was knots going on his price. With every red card he gets, there's even more knots coming off his price.
But guys, he has quietened off the last few weeks. It's not been as potent, and he's not been as cutthroat. The fact that he's no sharp now as well. So I think, in a strange way, we're all thinking about his behaviour going into the game rather than the damage he was going to do to Celtic. Rather than what he was going to do.
It was difficult to think about the damage he was going to do to Celtic because he's never scored against them, so there's nothing to measure him by.
But Hugh, you're an owner of a football club abroad, or even down south. If you look at his credentials, would you sign him?
You would need to be bringing in, or you would need a manager, maybe with a wee bit more experience. To control him.
What happened to your early comment that leopards don't change their spots?
Well, that would be my only get out for him. That he would be going somewhere that an experienced manager might be able to control him a wee.
I don't think an experienced manager would, and I'll tell you why. I think an experienced manager would have got fed up with him far quicker than Steven Gerrard has.
I think Gerrard's certainly played ball with him. I think the manager has. I
think the manager was right yesterday with his comments. The manager I have gone above and beyond was his comments for Alfredo.
I watched the Rangers TV interview, and Stevie Gerrard looked broken yesterday with that happening. He looked broken.
I think he felt desperately let down by his striker, and when he was asked about his players giving him 100%. He said 99% of them did.
Mark, what hurts me more than anything, and Murdo and I have a bit of banter and what have you, and what hurts me more than anything, that Celtic are no unbeatable either. That's the thing for me. Celtic are, that right now, possibly, the league doesn't lie, have got better quality. And I think the manager will be the first to admit that. We are better than where we were. We've got better personnel. But the thing about it is, I think you'll see it all changing in the summer, and he's got to bring in better than what he's got. But the thing about it, what's hurting the Rangers fans, I think, is they still look at Celtic and go, we could beat them on their day, which is proven on their day. If we go and press them, as we did on the 29th of December, we were looking for another performance like that. And you stop your laughing.
That's
because
only
Mark
you
is
remember.
wishy, and I'm a yard away from you.
Actually, I agree with you there, Stu. But I also agree, obviously, what Murdo was saying as well. But Celtic are stronger than Rangers just now. It's obviously, they wouldn't be 13 points ahead in the league otherwise. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, after yesterday's display, on the whole game, regardless of result, would you think that Rangers are a lot closer than people think, Murdo? Or do you think that, it's just another easy league that we've took?
Mark, the league's about playing every other team. It's not just playing Celtic and Rangers games. That's not what it's about. No, you can lose the 4 Old Firm games and still win the league if you're going to beat the rest of the team. So, but when you look at the performance, I thought Rangers played really well in the second half, down to 10 men, nothing to lose. They got forward, got the equaliser, and at one point you're thinking they end up with a draw here, but then another mistake, and then 2-1 for Celtic, and then it was a great chance for Rangers later on. So it was a good performance second half, but throughout the whole season, that's why there's 13 points difference at the top.
Yeah, that's why I said
That's why it's up there, because Rangers are losing against the teams out with Celtic, and if you're doing that, I know Celtic they've lost 4 games this year. 2 seasons ago they didn't lose a game, so that just shows you it's not been as good as 2 seasons ago, but still plenty of in hand to go and win the league. 2 years ago, last year, and this year again is going to be, it could go up to about 16 points, the gap at the top.
He's not gloating in it, Mark. He's not gloating when he mentions
that's fair comment. It's fair comment, Hugh.
No, it's fair.
And at the end of the day, how many times have you sat and rhymed off where Rangers have dropped all the points in this very studio
they're
to
in my
me?
head. I don't even need to write them.
And they're points that by rights, that Rangers shouldn't have dropped.
Yeah.
And that's the crux of the matter.
Mark, just what I've got to remember as well, it's very difficult being with Murdo after a bad Old Firm result, because this is the team that never signed him when he was a boy, Mark. You've got to remember that.
Mark, listen, thanks for being on with us, mate. Stick with us.
No bother,
spread
it's been an absolute pleasure. Right. Thanks, Murdo. Thanks, you.
Cheers, buddy. All the best.
Cheers, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
You laid into that boy there, didn't you?
What?
Oh.
By the way,
What the boy there?
No,
listen,
Mark.
2 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, he said, I'm not having a fight with Murdo today. I've got nothing to fight with. Oh, but I'll bring in Mark.
it's a tag team.
A tag team, aye.
No, you can tell
let's talk about the game, though, guys, and let's talk about the play.
What went on?
First half, Celtic dominant. The Morelos sending off does change the complexion of the game.
Bill,
talking about players, give us your thoughts on James Forrest scale from 1 to 10 as reporters see the game.
As reporters, 7.
Aye.
Ish.
I had it out with Swanee this morning when I read. Swanee did the player by player.
I had him at a 6.
Well, when Forrest scored, and I was on my way to Blantyre at the time, missing the last 5 minutes. What was running about that time, wasn't it? When he got the goal, and I'm going, I've hardly heard him. I know his pass set up Edouard, and for him to score. But I thought he was very quiet in the game, James Forrest.
But because you get the winning goal, he gets a
and Swanee's sitting me Celtic scarf on. That obviously goes along with his 8 points.
Swan
But I text Gary Ralston and I says, remember and give him pelters. He says, I'll pass on
Aye.
your regards. So, I like to keep up to date with what their thoughts are, but just your thoughts on James Forrest.
But you're looking at Forrest does a really good job down the whole side.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at, I was wondering why Johnny Hayes started the game. Wide on the left hand side, and I thought, well, the Rangers have got two wide players there, attack all the time. Tavernier coming down, Candace coming down. I just thought, other than putting Sinclair in there, just be a wee bit stronger defensively.
Shows you what Lenny thinks of Sinclair, I think, doesn't it? He doesn't.
Well, he came on at half time, Hugh, and then again Sinclair caused problems and dragged the Rangers full back the park. So I don't think there was much happening down the right hand side. But I just felt the likes of Forrest yesterday.
The first goal for Celtic, Rangers have got a free kick, and Andy Halliday is kind of looking round about him to see where he's putting it. Now, if anything, Bill, see if you're putting it away to the far side, for looking one of your centre backs to get on the end of it. You're just cutting your own throat. You've got to put the ball in the right. I don't know why you're laughing, but you've got to put the ball in the right area.
I'll tell you why I'm laughing.
They get caught in the break. Candace gives the ball away. Then Worrell backs track about 100 yards.
Let me tell you why I'm laughing. Do people not practice set plays in training?
Well,
and if they practice set plays in training, why is Andy Halliday looking about?
I know.
He should know exactly where he's putting the ball and who he's putting it
looked
to.
At the bench, actually.
And there's only one place it goes. The ball's got to be. One of his early ones, he's hit the one, and there's maybe 16 bodies along the Celtic 18-yard line, and then they're all kind of moving in towards the goalkeeper. And his ball's behind them all. And you're thinking, what a waste.
I mean, set plays are things that you practice, and I don't get. Why are you looking around at set plays?
Did you see Worrell? And did you see Van Dijk playing for Liverpool against Spurs?
2v1.
And it was 2v1. And Van
Dijk,
and he's still guarding the other player. But he allowed the boy with the ball.
Boy should have scored, Murdo. Should have had the target.
Because when you're outside the box, you're not going to score all the time.
He wasn't outside. He was just
he was on the ball. He was. But then Van Dijk picked his moment. I've now got to go to the player on the ball. And Worrell didn't. He allowed Edouard to come the whole way into the box, and eventually when he thought, I'm going to go for him, Edouard was inside the box. He's taken a step to his left side.
Feet was great.
And banged the ball into the net.
Murdo, can I ask you a question? It's a serious question. I know you'll give me an honest answer. At any point, do you have a concern that when Celtic are against a Rangers team that are on the rack and down to 10 men, that they can't expand a lead of 1-0?
Yeah, worry about it.
No, does it concern you that they can't do that or haven't been able to do that?
Well, Rangers sat in a bit more, but
no. I'm not being critical.
No, but I'm just trying.
I'm not
when
being critical. I'm asking a question. Would you have expected Celtic, when Rangers were on the rack, having gone down to 10 men and pretty rattled at that time, would you have expected Celtic to score more goals?
Aye. I think even before the game, I thought Celtic, it was a stick on, because I just felt at Celtic Park, what happened the last time, they'll want to go out and show them who's the best side. That's your thoughts. And you're at home, you're thinking, and then they go down to 10 men, and you're thinking, right, let's get about it. Yeah. But again, that's when you've got to give some credit to Rangers. Rangers pulled up the sleeves, came out, started playing. They hung on to half time, then they came out the second half. Their football was good. Work rate was much better. Middle of the park, the boys passed it better, never gave the ball away. Then a wonderful goal. It started from the goalkeeper all the way full length of the park. Great finish, 1-1, and then you're looking at 14 minutes from the end or something like that. Fantastic. They're all thinking, we can even. And then when Boyata went off, the Rangers boys are pulling up the sleeves even more. We've got a chance here. Yeah. But then a massive mistake by the full back. And then you're 2-1 behind.
It was a bad mistake for
Hugh, if you're Steven Gerrard, what do you do come half time? You've lost Morelos. Do you think about changing the shape? Was he right in doing what he did and go back out and more of the same until he made the substitutions? Was he proved right to do that? Or would you have been looking at making a change at half-time and changing the shape a bit and bringing, I don't know, Defoe on earlier? What's your thoughts on...
I just think...
because a lot of the things that he's criticised for is not doing...
quickly enough.
Yeah.
I think in a situation like that, you just look for your players, Bill, to fill gaps and work that wee bit harder. And strangely enough, 10 always work that bit harder. To go and do that wee 5 yard that they might not have been doing before. And go and press players. And sometimes the opposition can overplay the ball and they have the ball too much and they run out of ideas. And then suddenly, as Murdo said, Rangers played themselves into quite a decent shape. They look very, very good and dangerous on the break. The ping ball for the goalie, the header, the Candias touch into Tav, pass, the wee striker goes bang, 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 good feet, slews it away into the bottom corner. Bang! Ryan Kent has a chance. Worrell's no quick enough with the save for Bain. Over the piece, the Rangers fans could be more than happy with the application of the players in the second half. But it's just what it could have been. So I don't think the manager must have been proud as punch to hold Celtic the way he did and press them the way he did with 10 men until Boyata goes off and we've got a right chance of winning this year. I couldn't believe it suddenly how it just all changed. But Stevie Gerrard, I don't think you could ask any more from him what he did, trying to change it, keep it good, ask for a wee bit more with the boys that are on the park, because getting to 1-0 in those circumstances was a result alone, I think. And what scared me midweek as well, and I keep talking about Brown again, Brown was hurting for that game at Ibrox. And he came out and publicly said it. He was hurting. And that got me on, tell you what, we better go on regard, because he's hurting in there. And you seen him in that huddle yesterday morning as well, at 12 o'clock. And everything he said, the camera was trying to get as close as they can.
I never seen it.
Into him, and they were trying to, obviously emphasise on what he was saying. Now, that's again, but a
lot of games, Bill, you play in a game, a big game like that, and you're the favourites to go and win the game, and you go out there and you have a lot of the ball and you play away, the opposition get down to 10 men, and then you're still playing away and you're thinking, okay, we're going to get another goal, and it's not happening, because the other team starts to work out their best way to have 4 at the back, 4 across the middle and 1 striker. And then the boys from the middle of the park, as soon as the ball goes forward, let's take off and let's go and support your striker. Let's keep the ball. And that's what happened with Celtic. All of a sudden they found it difficult to get behind Rangers. And Rangers defended well, and then into the second half, then they started getting a wee bit of confidence going forward. And throughout the second half, just gradually building up, being better and better and better. That's the best football they've played for a long time. When Rangers beat Celtic the last time, the attitude was fantastic, because they pulled up their sleeve, they fought for everything, they run the whole 90 minutes, and they deserved that victory. But the game yesterday, the way they started, they didn't deserve the victory.
It was a bizarre game.
It was a strange one. It changed. The emotions changed.
I genuinely felt the way the game started, Rangers never thought they could win the game. Rangers looked a wee bit lost.
Have I not said to you on more than one occasion? And I'm surprised they looked nervous yesterday, having got the win at Ibrox. And okay, it was a home win, but it was comparative to the home win that Celtic had at Celtic Park. Celtic gubbed Rangers at Celtic Park, 1-0. Rangers gubbed Celtic at Ibrox, 1-0. Yeah. So I would have thought Rangers would have come out. But I've said to you all season, I see Rangers playing, and I worry that you see them and they look as if they hope they can win. Whereas I see Celtic playing and they go out and they look as if they believe they can win.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. For me, the opening stages is where you go and set a marker in a game like that. Mm-hmm. And you go, the first thing that happened at Ibrox was Andy Halliday's tackle on Encham in the halfway.
And sets the tone.
Right, and the full place, Murdo. You were there, obviously, in the Rangers end, you heard that. The place just went absolutely mental. And again, yesterday, the first few challenges were certainly made by the Celtic players, where we were maybe a bit second to the ball. And that's, you go out and you just wonder.
Over all the years I played no firm games, I always felt the team who started the game best won the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
I've very rarely seen a kind of whole change.
Yeah.
No, once you start the game well, whether it was Rangers or Celtic, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I understand
just felt if you've been out for a game, and if your team started better, you just felt you would go on and win this game, and it usually did end that way.
Yeah.
No,
was it written in the wind that it was going to be a mistake that, if you like, cost somebody the game?
Oh, you never know.
I don't know what Tav was thinking, but I think he thought Golson was coming to support to knock it back.
I was a big fan of Golson when he first went there, but I've been disappointed with him.
Yeah,
I thought there were a couple of issues yesterday as well.
I thought the two centre backs, Bill, I think I spoke about them right at the start of the season against Aberdeen, and I says the two proper centre backs there. Was that the pair?
Golson and Katic it was.
Was it Katic?
Yeah.
And I was saying that's proper centre backs in there, because they're in there. Take no nonsense. The ball's bouncing under pressure. Put the ball in the stand. Clear it out. They were doing that at the beginning of the season.
I like that with Katic. Katic got a go out a couple of weeks ago as well, and he did the same thing, Murdo. Within reason, he hits the ball the way he's facing if he's under pressure. And if it means putting it out by the corner flag or into Rose Ed or whatever, that he's a stopper.
This is a guy who, as Murdo said, impressed Murdo at the start of the season, impressed you, impressed me, impressed all Rangers fans are going, big young kid coming in here, looks the part, looks like an athlete, playing with a young kid coming up for Brighton, Tavernier on the right, Barisic on the left, look quite a settled forward and go, that there's something puzzles me with this one, because on the back of going to Villarreal, Steven Gerrard says he didn't really train that well. And they left him out and brought Worrell in for the Villarreal game. And he had a good game at Villarreal, Worrell. After that, maybe first 5-10 minutes dodgy start, he kept away Worrell. And that's on the back of the howler at Rugby Park as well.
Murdo, tell us the story you heard, if you wish or not. It's up to you, or whether it was in confidence or not.
No, but
it's out there now.
He hasn't told the story.
It's one of these ones that it was someone said to me yesterday that Worrell's got to play in the team.
Part of the loan agreement.
Part of the loan, and if he doesn't play, initially it was.
I've heard all that, yeah.
Well, you've heard it, and I'm
heard
thinking
that with all the loan players. If they don't play, then
no, but there was a big fee. They were talking about $2 million fee they had to pay. Rangers would have to pay, but I'm not sure if that's what's happened, or if he doesn't play while he's fit, maybe Rangers have got to pay his full wage. Because I think most if you bring a team in, a player on loan, you'll pay a part of his wage, and the club will pay see if it's half the wage, and the mother club will pay the other half. But if you don't play him while he's fully fit, then you've got to pay the full amount.
Well, listen, these English clubs will be hard to deal with in negotiations, so there's no smoke without fire. I've heard stuff like that going about as well. With loan players, you wonder why he is then in, and Katic is no starting. I would have Katic in. I don't mind Big Worrell. Sometimes he looks very secure, typical old English centre-back. He'll go and win it. Pretty brave, he's okay in that front, but was very naive backing off Edouard, and you just nailed it with Van Dijk.
Yeah, but Shug, to be fair, he's backed off people all season, and it's caused Rangers problems.
Well,
I don't understand.
He should have learned for it then.
I don't understand why the Rangers defence back off people.
No, this is a guy that
and then turn them onto their strong foot.
This is a guy that received the ball just inside the halfway line. Just inside the halfway line, probably near the arch of the centre circle.
No, it was right in the halfway line.
Just in between it. Give him the benefit.
I thought Golson as well. I thought he could have given away a free kick and taken one for the team. Because by the way, if you know your players, Edouard can run. He's quick with the ball at his feet, and he started his run, and Golson's come across. He should have just banged into him.
Had the opportunity to go across
down.
Him. Yeah, definitely.
He had a wee chance to stop him. Yeah. And sometimes you think, oh no, I'm stepping out. But what you should have been looking at is, this is right just at the halfway line, and there's no one else behind it. No, Worrell's 5 yards the other way. So it's a race between Worrell.
And if you do what you do, you're taught as a kid, and we're all taught if you're in the defensive area, is try and usher them at least away for the middle of the goals.
Yeah.
Know exactly. You know, if you're a good centre back and you're there, you know what's behind you, and you know McGregor's behind you, and take it out, take him out, take it out, or take him out. One of the two.
Hugh, the big thing is when he started to usher them getting towards the 18-yard box, and McGregor that was behind him.
Yeah.
So at one point, the most dangerous player, it's not the player in possession of the ball. The dangerous player is the one without the ball, because he's made himself a wee bit of space. So you've got to get in between the both of them and have a wee look to allow him to come with the ball, because you know he's going to get towards the box. Then when you make the decision, then you've got to go. But he's left it and left it and left it till eventually it's just to the inside the box.
And you can't go anywhere.
You can't. Then you can't even tackle him.
You can't tackle.
So he's left it too late. And see, for somebody, Bill, of his experience, he should know. Being a centre back, he's been in that position a lot of times, 2v1, and you've got to do it. And you do that in training as well, Bill. See the amount of times you get 2v1.
That was always a drill that we would use. That drill would always be a drill that the midfield players or the attackers would come at the back too, and where you show them going towards, pushing them out towards the right back. There was a massive big hole. But you know something? And Edouard must have fancied his chances big time as soon as he knew he was as deep as a halfway line, purely because yesterday showed an unbelievable talent with the ball at his foot and the pace he can go at. And he showed yesterday that the money they paid actually eventually he's starting to repay it a little bit, because the ball at his feet, you've got to make a decision. Take him out, take one for a team, regroup, and it's better than losing a goal.
Yeah, but to be fair, it wasn't the hardest job he had in front of him, because of where he was and who he was up against.
He just ran.
That's right.
Bill, as fast as he could.
He just ran with the ball at his feet.
Aye.
He didn't have to work for it.
And at
you're right.
some point,
you see, if Worrell had Goldson had clattered them when he got the ball, it's not a goal-scoring opportunity. So there's nothing.
That's right.
It's a yellow card.
No red.
It's a yellow card.
That's right.
But see, when he gets back to where you were saying, and he's in the box or he's near the box, that's a goal-scoring opportunity. You're off.
But when you take that one out, and Champ had a wee half volley early in the game, the one he get played in. Celtic weren't exactly overrunning Rangers.
Well, no, that's why I was saying to Murdo, would you have expected them to have capitalised on the position? Because Rangers were on the rack.
Well,
There's
to
no
be
two
fair,
ways
Celtic
about
actually
it.
looked stronger when it was like 11v11. They started pegging us back a little bit. They did a little bit when it was then 10, but then you get that wee extra 5%.
And Cham's chance earlier on. Good save from McGregor and all that.
Well, it hits McGregor, makes himself big.
There was a lot of things that went on, but not too many chances. No, that's the way the goal, the sending off and all that. But Rangers gradually worked themselves into the game. And then when it was 11v10 and going into the second half, and then all of a sudden it's the subs are all used, and then Celtic get down to 10. So then all of a sudden Rangers have got the equaliser, and they're thinking we've got a chance here.
Murdo said earlier on in the show about, and we've all been there as well, and been in there with strong characters when the player's been sent off, and he's still there at half time. And you sit there, and I've been sent off, and you feel as if feel embarrassed. I've let everybody down, and the manager still giving you pelters. Players are looking at you. You just wonder, that must have been toxic in that dressing room yesterday at half-time. For people, to be looking at him and realising what he's done in such a massive, massive occasion, it must have been, maybe even gave Gerrard even more inspiration in a team talk to raise his players that bit more. The fact that he's sitting there knowing he's let everybody down. I think the manager certainly deserves a lot of praise for no panicking and just playing his team into the second
half. I don't know if you noticed, guys, you would have seen it obviously firsthand, Murdo, but even Gerrard's response when Ryan Kent scored and everybody was jumping around and jumping all over them, he's pushing people back and calming them down, which I thought was, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, there was one of the coaching boys came up and grabbed them, and kind of shrugged them.
And he kind of pushed them away and calmed them down. Look, it's one of those games that'll last in everybody's memory, but probably not for the right reasons, sadly. There's one more to go. That's back at Ibrox, so we'll see what happens there. But I think we've got to concede now, fairly frankly and realistically, that there is no way that Rangers are going to do any better than be runners-up. It's just how consistent and well they can play, and how they regroup going towards the run in. I mean, they were helped out, obviously. We'll move on and we'll talk about the other results now, if you don't mind. They were helped out, obviously, on Saturday by Hearts beating Aberdeen 2-1 at Tynecastle. So, you know, that's an interesting one, the Dons. And I did say on Friday night, if you recall, Mr. Burns, I said, I think anybody take their chances when they go to Tynecastle because it's such a difficult place to go, even with the inconsistent form that Hearts have had at home this season.
Yeah, Aberdeen got off to a good start. McLennan get a header on the rebound after 16 minutes, and Hearts come back at them with a pen in 59, and Ekpiezu. And what I took out the second goal with Ekpiezu is, I don't know if you've seen it or not, first person they went for when he scored was the manager on the bench. And again, Murdo, we spoke about it on Friday night, and you know, be careful what you wish for as well. When you look at where Hearts are in the league after the injuries that they had, and getting them all back now, trying to certainly get Naismith back. They're in the semi-final. They play Inverness. You know, they'll be pushing up there. Kilmarnock and Hearts, what many points are in it? 4 in it. Of level games at 31. Suddenly, a couple of wee results, and you know, you're the darling of the fans again. I know they've been shouting for big Craig's Head, but you just wonder where the Hearts see themselves. You know, that third position, the coveted third right now, I would say, is obviously certainly between Aberdeen, Kilmarnock. Rangers will finish second, obviously, but Aberdeen, Kilmarnock and Hearts.
Obviously.
Well, you know what I mean. But, you know, Hearts, when you look at it, you know, apart from one or two iffy results, you know, they could probably finish quite strong, Hearts.
Yeah, they're on it. Well, it's a Hibs game next Saturday.
Well, there you go. So that's massive, especially how well they're going.
I was at the Hibs Player of the Year Awards last night, and then that's what they're talking. Yeah, new manager. And funny, I'd said to him before it started, I says, I always thought, you know, when I played at Celtic, going through to Hibs was the biggest game for Hibs. And then our Rangers going there as well. And every day since I was at Hibs, it's no, there's only one game we want to win here. Hibs Hearts. No, it's just the same. No, every day since Rangers and Celtic going
Easter
there.
Road next week?
Is it Tynecastle?
Or is it Tiny?
Or is it? I'm not sure.
I think it is at Tynecastle.
Is it?
I think it is
so,
at Tynecastle.
That's what they were saying. And then...
but no, I just seen Nick Piezo, and it was a good finish. Shrugs the boy off and passes it past the goalie by big Joe Lewis. Nice finish into the net, and he shrugged the players off, and you kind of think you want him to go to the manager, because let's not forget Big Levine's heart complaint off ill. I'm not just, listen, it's not the Appreciation Society of Craig Lean. You know what my thoughts are on him being such a big jambo in the manager of Hearts, and I know we got a bit of stick with the tweets that come in, but you know, he's been under pressure. He's been under pressure.
They had a great start to the season.
Oh, fantastic.
Do you know what I mean? They were top of the table, and then all the injuries, and then they're way down, and now they're gradually
like
coming back.
Can he lose 4 big players and expect still to kick on and win leagues and what have you? Right. If they finished third and got to a Scottish Cup final, I think, if you're on budge, are you happy with that? I think you're happy with that, Murdo.
Oh, good.
I think you're more than happy with that.
They do that.
They're 4 points for third there. Aye. And obviously they play the Hibs next week. They've got other players back. They're trying to nail...
Well, they're all playing each other.
Well,
you've got Hibs with Kilmarnock this week, during the week.
Aye.
So that's battling points. Maybe if Hibs win the game, they keep up with Hearts or jump Hearts, and then...
Yeah, Hibs entertain Kilmarnock.
Is it Tynecastle, by the way?
Is it Tynecastle, aye.
And actually Rangers play Hearts Wednesday night as well. So you know that Aberdeen entertain Motherwell up a good game. So yeah, I think it's a great result. That sometimes results are quite pivotal in a season. I know the split's just about to happen. We've not got long to go, but some win. That's a big result, beating them, especially going into it and a bit tentative. Where
I remember over there all the years going through to see Aberdeen Hearts Aberdeen games, and the amount of times Aberdeen won there was incredible.
Well, look, here's the position. That, you know, if you look at it now, Aberdeen are lying 4th, so there's a bit of pressure on Aberdeen. Certainly, they've got Celtic in the semi-final of the Cup. If Aberdeen don't get to a Cup final and win the Cup, are Aberdeen fans going to be happy at being 4th?
Well,
they were talking about challenging Rangers again
they did make the
for
final.
second place.
They did make the final earlier in the season. We thought they did quite well in the Betfred final.
But they didn't win it.
No, I know that, but they were playing Celtic. It was a tough gig to go and beat them. And God, that's been so nice to Celtic tonight. I can't believe that I'm being so nice. But anyway, I've got to look at sometimes the realism of it, and that's the way it was. So yeah, they got to the final on a decent run, but that is a. Obviously, Rangers are well clear at 60.
Are they not all kind of similar? Kilmarnock,
there's no much
Aberdeen, Hearts and Hibs.
Yeah.
And Motherwell, you couldn't include them just now because Motherwell's been struggling away at the bottom and now on a good run and battling away.
Yeah.
But I think these four just now, Hibs and Hearts, Aberdeen, Killie, they've been strong.
That'll be a great game Easter Road Wednesday. Two real form teams.
Yeah.
I was obviously at the Killie game, and we'll talk about that later, but they were outstanding. So that's a big 3 points here.
Well, let's talk about the Killie game now. I mean, Killie 5, Hamilton Accies 0. That is a good performance by Killie.
5 different
But
scorers,
to be fair, Hugh, they needed it. Because Killie's form has been very inconsistent, and I think they went 4 or 5 without a win.
Yeah, they went on
maybe even more. Bill. I think it was
Bill.
about 7 they went.
Was it?
And then they started winning again, and credit to them. No, they're back up into third spot.
I sat with obviously some of the experts. I sat with Tom Brown, Tom Black, older players, Willie Waters, and 1 or 2 players for even older. What?
Tom Brown, Tom Black, and Hughie Blue.
So we all got announced onto the park. I was a wee bit wary of
nice.
Then going to Ayr United, and me McGivern was there, and I think we might get pelters here. That we ended up at Ayr after Killie. But it was great to go back. It was a great atmosphere. Anyway, I'm just talking about them all being comfortable. And the boy O'Donnell, I rate it right back. And I know he's played in the Scotland, like, you could have put Messi in the Scotland team the last couple of games and he wouldn't have looked a player. So I like O'Donnell at right back. Should have played him at Kazakhstan rather than Roy Palmer at right back.
Aye.
He's good and it's that type of surface. The wee boy that scored his first goal for Kilmarnock, young boy Taylor, the left back, great ball from Malumbu. Ping, great touch, and then at the goalie's near post. But all the players look comfortable. McKenzie, wide right, was outstanding. Burke got a bit of a rest, played Rory McKenzie wide right.
Good.
Middle of the park, Power was out, but Dicker as well. Pass. Great width. 2 centre backs, the big boy Findlay at the back with Broadfoot. Outstanding. Goalie comes and commands. Kilmarnock were different class. Wee boy McElhaney scored as well.
I like him. I like him a lot.
He's up on loan. He looks the part. Boydie played for 90 minutes. Big Boydie, I was speaking to him before the game. We were getting into the part suite where Buller does his bit. And he's like, all right, sure, Boydie, how you doing, big man? I says, pre-match. He went, oh, aye. I says, hope it wasn't a big one, was it? It's laughing. So we chatted away, and then he came in and spoke about his brother's charity, which was great, because they're all big involved down there.
Yeah.
And Kilmarnock have got quite a family feel about it, and it's great to see. But they gave Boydie a game. Boydie obviously looks as though he needs a couple of games.
Aye.
You know that, because he hasn't been
on
playing.
the bench so
and
often
that was
now.
something that Stevie Clarke could easily have took him off, Bill, but kept him on, because see, every time you see the board going up, no, I thought it was Boydie. It's coming.
Boydie was hoping it was him.
Aye. So he got his 90 minutes in and played a couple of decent...
And by the way, that's good for him.
That was
mentally,
good
it's good.
Absolutely. To finish the game, you've no score.
How many times have you seen players every other week getting taken off and 79 minutes or 60 minutes and all that kind of thing, and it's your number, it's up all the time.
Well, you know,
for Boydie to get 90 minutes,
he's not had 90 minutes for a long time.
Even earlier on when he was scoring, he was always coming off with 10 minutes to go.
Always. So I think maybe even the manager was having a chuckle about it at the side of the park. Keep him on.
Okay, mind you, in saying that, with all the goals are scoring, he'll be wanting him to get one as well.
I just think there was a bit of cadoology in it. I think a wee bit, and maybe no, Stevie Clarke's not doesn't work that way. Of course he doesn't. But you're right, you can get away with things when it is so good. The reason that Hamilton was so poor, that Kilmarnock was so good. There's no really much to say about Hamilton. They look decent early on, but they get turned over with a quality outfit on the day, who were up for it. It was a beautiful day. They were zipping it about. They were chasing shadows. And this is a team who play in the 4G. So, you know, it wasn't even an excuse. Hamilton just weren't allowed to play.
Worst goal difference in the league.
Yeah, they're starting to leak a little bit. Yeah, that's disturbing. But I still think they've got enough down there, given a couple of wins that'll get them away. But in the fact that St Mirren win, it narrows it, and it wasn't a good Saturday for Chipper. But Kilmarnock, and I've got to say as well, the manager came in before with the old players and thanked them all for coming. Boydie came in, Ray Montgomery done his stuff. Fantastic day, nice to go down and be welcomed. And you know, it's when you're watching them closely, because I was there watching a couple of Rangers games, and you're watching where what's happening. You know, with Rangers really, but when you're there watching it and you're watching it, effectively as a neutral to my old teams, I was well impressed with Kilmarnock, Murdo. They were different class.
That's why they're sitting up where they're sitting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And Stevie Clark, fantastic job. Teams like Kilmarnock, when they've been on a fantastic run, they're always going to hit a dip at some point.
Yeah.
And they've had their dip. And now, for some reason,
kicking on again.
Yeah, but it shows how good
games.
they were early in the season, Murdo, because that dip wasn't just a wee dip.
Correct,
it was quite a dip. And they're still sitting third there.
Third,
so it shows you how good they were early on in the season.
Yeah. Aye. Well, their record was as good as anyone in the league. No, Celtic sitting top of top of the league, but I think Kilmarnock was up there at one point with Celtic, maybe a point behind Celtic at one point. Just to let you know that they were up there.
You know, I was saying to the guys as well, Bill, Big Malumbu, cigars in the middle of the park, absolutely outstanding.
Cruz,
and here's a player that can't get a game at Celtic. So it then tells you, and I'm thinking about Scott Allen can't get a game. So it tells you about the Bruins and the Rogic's, not these guys who are well ahead, who they're not getting in. But Malumbu made an unbelievable pass, you know, for Taylor's first goal, and it was just bang, made the boys mind up for him. There you are, boys' first touch, and it just kicked on and it get better.
Do you want to hear a story that I heard about why Malumbu's not at Celtic?
Well, we're not going to say no, so on you go.
Well, the story I heard, allegedly, Brendan Rodgers dropped him for leaking stuff from Lennoxtown from a training session to somebody. And apparently it was an unwritten rule with Brendan Rodgers that nothing leaves the training ground that's discussed there, and that allegedly is what happened.
Is that right?
And it was because of that Malumbu fell out of favour and then went back to Kilmarnock.
Bill, I'd love to think that's an unwritten law at every football club.
I wouldn't disagree with you, Murdo,
you know what I mean?
but it was enforced allegedly by Brendan Rodgers when he found out, and that was the reason that allegedly he was moved on.
That's strange.
Things leak
because you just at the club.
But I remember the last Old Firm game, the 29th of December, and I got a text at 9:30 in the morning, Murdo, with the Rangers team. That's just a player phoning home his father, and before you know it, it was on in the city.
Everybody knows it.
It was the exact same team, because I passed it on to.
To be fair, I think Kelly's a good fit for him. He wanted to go back there initially before he went to Celtic, and they turned him down.
And I'll tell you another thing. Apart from it was nearly 5,000 there on Saturday, and you can account how many Hamilton fans were there.
Yeah.
They were doing their normal minibus. So there was probably no more.
They'll know invite
and it was
you.
One of the Celtic.
I hope they don't put an ex-players association together.
It was one of the called Celtic supporters minibuses with about 4 in it, right? You know, there just was no lot of them. But yeah, I still think Chipper has got a wee bit about him to regroup. Who they got midweekish?
I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed talking to Brian last week when he was in for the 2 hours.
There's a nice wee one for me to go on Wednesday. Livy, I might go to that one on Wednesday.
Play Livy.
Because I spoke to Davy Martin the other day about something else as well.
No, did you now?
So I like Chipper. Bill had him in, great chat. I listened to it. He's very, very funny, witty.
Oh, he was brilliant.
I think just what that I just think what that team needs doing there now is Chipper, a freshness. He said 1 or 2 cheeky results, by the way. Last time they beat Hearts.
That's
so
right.
Was that maybe a if you got something? But they went one at Aberdeen as well. So I think the appointment would probably, for me, just save them as much as there was a whack in there on Saturday.
The big thing for Hamilton just now is desperate for the split and just play the teams in the bottom 6.
Murdo.
And they'll feel as if they can win a couple of them.
It's so important for teams like that. I was at the game against St Johnstone a few weeks back, and I was in one of the kind of the box. No, it wasn't a box. It was just a kind of a VIP area where people will pay in and what have you. And you imagine, you know, for the want of a better phrase, the backside falling out, something like that, Bill, if they go down, where people just don't invest in all the surrounding me pubs and clubs and what have you, don't get the spin off for the Hibs, the Hearts, the Rangers, the Celtic, you know that. You know, and then they're into the Championship, and that will be a very, very hard gig. If anybody, it's obviously somebody going to go down, but it kind of drives it home to you how important it is to play in that division. Very important.
Well, look, let's move to Motherwell St Johnstone. Motherwell 3, St Johnstone 0, and it really is a tale of woe for Tommy Wright at the minute. They cannot get a win for Lovendon.
Well, they got a midweek win against.
Yeah, they did, but they're second bottom of the form, you know, the form kind of league at the minute. And let's not forget, they went, 11 games with clean sheets and undefeated. So
raving about the whole thing.
It really has just evaporated in the second half of the season.
Don't go after a great start. Liam Craig made a hash of the penalty. You know, it wasn't a good penalty.
Tommy Wright said he won't take another one.
He won't take another one?
No, that's him. Pulled off.
What, another contract?
No, another penalty.
Oh, right.
So
so he's missed a few then.
So obviously he's
There's something about left-footers hitting penalties.
I've always said that for years and years.
Honestly?
Left-footed players, there used to be, there was in one of the World Cups, and every left-footed player, when it's going to the shootout.
Aye, why is that?
The left-footed players miss so many.
Well, I think we've had this conversation before, Bill.
It's funny though, because
he's got great left foot.
Talking about shootouts, gunslingers in the Wild West that were left-handed had a better kill ratio than right-handers.
Is that right?
On the draw, yeah.
Mind you begin to look like something at the
no.
I know.
He's going to shave down all.
I love cowboy stuff. I love cowboy stuff.
Look like one, act like one.
But it's funny that
I've been called one a few times.
But at the time, that's what I always said. A left-footed player.
Why is it?
I don't know.
Chrissy Waddle. Stuart Pearce.
World Cup.
Over the bars, you're right.
Over the bar, do you know what I mean? And I think that's when it kind of first, I thought about it, when I seen it, both of them left-footed players.
By the way, God rest him, but Coop sneaked in, didn't it, at Cardiff that night?
That's right.
That just sneaked in Surrell's left.
I would take that.
Coops went across him, didn't he?
Aye.
You know, that way. And, you know, left-footed penalty takers, don't think I've ever played with really good left-footed penalty takers. But, again, I don't know if you're aware, but flip side of that is they missed that Saturday, but the boy Simeon Jackson's tried the chip.
Oh, it'd be the
Panenka one. He's tried that on a cold, wet, horrible night at McDermott.
I read the manager's quote. He said, if this was at the start of the season and we were 3-0 up,
put your foot through it.
Yes,
have a go with it.
No, you can do that.
Yes,
he says, but now this is the time of the season we need points.
Well, it was a bad penalty. Motherwell, fantastic. Return off the boy Turnbull already. And the boy Tate get one in the 90th minute as well. But yeah, it was. Hey, listen, it's in the balance. It's 0-0 at 70 minutes. And obviously the fear of life must have been in Motherwell, because it was a boy fear that scored, if you like the pun, on 70 minutes.
I'm losing the will to live.
So there you are. There you are. Take it where you want. 4,000 there. Great 3 points on Motherwell. Sits them in there in 7th place, just in behind. 5 behind Hibs. But shows you the job that Higginbotham's doing.
I think Higginbotham, he's got Hibs to the top of the last 6 matches table in the form guide.
Yeah.
So he's taking them up there. But obviously, Motherwell just now coming in with this run. I think Motherwell can still catch Hibs if Hibs lose all their games.
Murdo, what do you think if you're Stephen Robinson and you look at Motherwell's consistency through the season? You know, it's been on, it's been off, it's been on, it's been off. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're a manager, what explanation can you put to that, really?
Really difficult, because if you're a manager, you're asking yourself questions. What's happening with my team? Because you'll be doing the same training, and some players will say, oh, it's the same all the time, but it's not. It's moving about all the time, but you'll still be doing all the training, keeping all the good things right, getting the players he wants on the park, and he'll be happy with that when it's they're winning games, because we spoke about them earlier on. The amount of games we've watched them, they're battling away, they're causing problems to other teams. But now all of a sudden they've got that wee chance to get into the top six. But just now, when you're looking at the way they play, they're good to watch. You know, the football's good, and he'll be thinking, why can't we do it week in, week out? But again, I think that's just the level of the football player you've got.
See, when you bring youngsters back from loan periods halfway through the season and things like that, does that actually shake people up? Do they think, hang on a wee minute?
Yeah, I think Motherwell, when you think about it after, you know, having to... Motherwell seem to need to shape every year. They need to regroup, they need to bring in different players. They've never got a settled squad for 2 or 3 seasons. It's strange, but I like the way the idea of the boy Hastie's coming through and Turnbull's coming through, and 1 or 2 other players that are there that I like anyway. So I think he's got a decent squad, and I think he's hung in there because there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of rumblings coming out of Fir Park. They weren't happy. We've heard it ourselves, you know, early in the season about Robinson as what have you. But he was always very frank in interviews. Win, lose or draw, he comes, he talks, and he tells you how he's seen the game. Yeah. And I like that about him. And, you know, I think, listen, again, there's been 1 or 2, you know, clubs, I believe, down south looking at the job he's doing. And I think there might something happen with him. I think there'll be clubs down south.
How disappointed are you if you're Tommy and you see yourself now, instead of being in the top 6, sliding down to number 8?
Yeah. No, Tommy would never have believed he went on that run during the season. He must have been pinching himself. To get that run has probably saved his bacon, because again, no a great start, then bang, what a great start, mid-term, then slippery slope again. I don't think they really...
But that's very similar to Motherwell.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Going on good runs.
Is part of the situation then that these are clubs that don't have the quality, strength and depth in the squad as the season goes on?
You're right, Bill, and that's going to happen. The amount of money you've got at the football club, that dictates where you'll end up in the table. When you look at it, who's got the most money in Scottish football just now? Celtic. Who's got the next most? Rangers are there. Killie, they're up there. Aberdeen's up there. So all the ones that we mentioned earlier on, that the kind of 4 it's going to chase, Kilmarnock, Aberdeen, Hearts and Hibs, they're the one with money. They've got the wee gap. Then the others are Motherwell and St Johnstone. They're struggling for cash, and that's why they're struggling the table just now.
All right,
big 3 points.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish off with St Mirren and Dundee, and then we'll go back to Friday, Livy against Hibs.
It's fast, furious, exciting, and one of the most popular sports in Scotland. Ice hockey. Rock Sport Radio brings you the news, views, and opinions that matter in Behind the Glass. Join Hamish Carton and his guests for the best and most up-to-date news across the leagues, owners, coaches, and players. All face off at 8 p.m. every Monday. Behind the Glass, always ahead of the news on Scotland's ice hockey radio station. Behind the Glass, every Monday at 8 p.m. Rock Sport Radio. Love music, live sport.
You train together. You are there for each other. You win, and sometimes you lose. Together. Above all, you're a team. But it makes no difference if you can't even get there. AMK Self-Drive offer minibus hire for 8, 14, 15 and 17-seater buses from £80 a day. To get your team or club to training, events or competitions, make AMK Self-Drive a member of your team. Find out more at amkselfdrive.co.uk. Saturday and Sunday, 2-day minimum hire required. Terms and conditions apply.
After an accident at work, you can feel angry, frustrated and upset. You're probably feeling in pain and worried about the impact on your family and your job. Well, it's time to experience a different feeling. At First for Lawyers, we'll help you discover what justice feels like. At First for Lawyers, we've a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. So text compensation to 66077 and let us find the right lawyer for you. No win, no fee. Text compensation to 66077 and we'll call you back.
It's easy to put things off. I'll sort it tomorrow. It'll wait. Well, turns out if you're a man with prostate disease, the sooner you spot it, the better it can often be treated. So if your dad or brother have had prostate cancer, or you're having trouble with your waterworks, do something about it. See your GP or visit prostatescotland.org.uk for more information. Prostate Scotland. Pull your finger out.
Love music, live sport. Talking football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns and Murdo McLeod on Rock Sport Radio.
I love this show, I really do. You all think that while we're in a commercial break that we sit talking about football and what we're going to talk about next. Instead of that, it was all Line of Duty talk there.
Wee Martin.
He says you know Martin Compton quite well, because I think he's a good Rangers fan, isn't
By the way, good player. He still plays in the charity games, wee Martin. And see that.
You know at Morton as a kid?
He was at Morton when he was a kid.
Yep.
But see that charity game, it was at Wembley recently. Was it Wembley or maybe
Old Trafford?
Old Trafford.
Is that Robbie Williams one that they do every year?
Yes.
The big one.
For Sport Aid.
Sport Aid one, yeah.
The first 45 minutes, wee Martin was the best player on the pitch.
Aye.
And there was the best players in the world were on round about him.
Aye.
But the wee man, honestly, was superb.
He looks... he's did well.
And he gets himself ready for these games as well.
Does he?
Don't like that daft accent they've given him in Line of Duty.
Line of Duty, aye. I don't
understand it, but Murdo and I says maybe they don't.
Well, you don't understand Line of Duty. It's easy. They're
Shut
cops
up.
investigate other cops.
Shut it. Talk about his accent. Maybe they don't want to portray him as
You don't understand his accent.
There's been a murder. Maybe they don't want that. That's why they've gave him his London accent.
What is he talking about?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What is his accent there?
What is
His
he
accent.
What is it?
His accent.
Well, why is he from Hindustan or something? What's going on with you there with that accent?
There's been a murder.
Right, boys. We said it was a 6-pointer when we talked about it on Friday night.
We did, Bill.
And I did say I fancied St Mirren because I don't think Dundee are much of a team in terms of playing for each other.
Yeah.
And I think they make silly errors and their heads go down. And I think I'm pleased now that I was vindicated.
Yeah, I'd actually like to have seen I think I called that one as well. I think we all went for St Mirren. Don't look at me as
No,
if...
you
Don't
never.
you sit there
No,
and say
you
to me...
never, you bam
Did they go for Dundee? I've not went for Dundee all season.
You said Jim McIntyre deserves a wee break, and I think he'll get it against Oran Kearney.
Knickers. I never mentioned Jim McIntyre.
Right, let me ask you a question.
Aye,
Let me
okay,
ask you a
Bill.
question.
But you
All
need to
right.
roll your sleeves up.
All right, no, I have to because when in my dotage I fell up the steps of the new house.
Aye.
And skint on my arm, and it's so.
He does
it's
everything
hurting me.
different.
Aye, but
He falls up the steps, he doesn't
hurting
fall down them.
But his problem is now he needs a bricky to get the steps sorted, because I feel sorry for these steps.
Now my son-in-law's a stonemason. They're fine.
All right, okay.
Now what I was going to say is,
we not one of us went for Dundee.
no, we didn't. We all went for St Mirren.
I know we did. Even Higgs went for St Mirren, but it was a great result. After going a goal down.
Yeah.
But again, Murdo, we said on Friday night that it's just like...
See, if you
defeat
get a
after
goal
defeat.
against Dundee, Murdo, you can see the life draining out of them. And once you get level,
Yeah.
that's you. You can go on and win the game. I've seen it time after time with Dundee this season, and they start to get really panicky at the back.
The great support,
Bill.
nearly 2,000 in for Dundee, filled that away, and it's a shame.
Dundee's only played.
Dundee.
Dundee. They've only played one game
Who have?
in the last 15 games.
Who?
Dundee.
Against Rangers.
Correct.
Exactly.
That was the only game they played. Do you know what I mean? They came out and they pulled their sleeves up.
Got a point.
And they got a
Conspiracy.
point. Aye.
It's a conspiracy.
But do you know what I mean? No,
That was the last point.
Go back. That
I think.
no far away. Aye.
Well, that'd probably be the last point, was it not? That Sunday.
I think it was.
I can't remember them picking anything up. But,
I'm just looking.
managers.
Oh no, they had a win against somebody. I forget who it was, but it's gone back 6 games ago.
You just wonder when Jimmy McIntyre. Managers are desperate to get in. I can understand that. They go to work, go to make money, and get a job, and you put yourself into that situation, but nothing's happened for him.
No. There's been no
been
spark.
nothing.
There's been not even as I said, that was the one good performance.
Aye.
You get the point against Rangers. Defended really well. Goalkeeper was outstanding and all this kind of thing. But Rangers just...
And they did okay against Celtic a couple of weeks back. Last minute with Celtic.
Oh,
Celtic
last minute,
drew,
I didn't see that game.
They hung in and got
You
a
see,
point.
when he went to Ross County and took over at Ross County, I thought they were shambolic. They had about 95 million players from different countries there. But they were shambolic, Ross County. Within 3 weeks, he had them playing as a unit and playing for each other.
That's not happened.
I thought he's going to do that at Dundee, but it's quite the opposite that's happened, and I don't know.
I think it's toxic there. I think the dodgy situation hasn't helped him. I genuinely think that Murdo will know that. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
Managers like to work with their assistant.
Do you know this? We were speaking about that yesterday, about the difference it makes, because we're talking about managers with who's their assistant manager and all that kind of thing. And Wee Dodsey knows the game, knows how to treat players, knows what they want, knows what they like, and in between the manager and the players, he's got a good relationship, and he's a wee chatterbox and all that kind of thing. Lifts the players, tells them all the good things and all that kind of thing. If he was about Dundee, I think would have been a much better team, much better club. Everything would have been better for having two guys. And I don't know the relationship that he's got just now, but with Dodsey hand in hand.
Well, he's with Jimmy Boyle now.
Jimmy Boyle. Jimmy Boyle's a good lad as well.
Good coach.
Jimmy knows the club.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
When you've worked with this other guy and you know all his strengths, that's who you want beside you all the time.
Yeah.
You know that he'll do things without you having to do them, without even having to say
them. Me and Bill. No.
I saw that wink then. I think I'm daft. I might be old and fall up steps, but my eyesight's okay.
Oh, well, because that was in far away eye.
That was the other eye. It was the near side eye rather than the driver's side.
With Dodgy last time he was here with Gordon Chisholm, and the politics say it, and the fans don't want him to come back and what have you. That's maybe them when you need a strong chairman and go, hey, do you want to play in the Premier League or do you want to play in the First Division? Let bygones be bygones. Let's move on and let's bring the manager, bring in who he wants to bring in. I thought Jimmy Boyle, would have stepped up. Listen, we're not blaming Jimmy Boyle, but I think for a points, situation, you would have thought that Dodgy would have had probably maybe a stronger input than what Jimmy McIntyre's got with him just now. Hence them being at the bottom. They go to St Johnstone midweek. That's might be a wee chance.
I think it was one of those. I think it was one of those ones where the board caved under fan pressure.
I think you're right.
It was the fans that made it very clear they didn't want Dodgy back.
I think you're right, Bill. I think that's what's happened, and obviously all the supporters that were up in arms. The people from all the supporters clubs are saying, no, we don't want them. We don't want them. But just what you said, Hugh, where do you want to be? Do you want to be in the Premier League?
But here's the thing, Murdo, it's backfired big time, because look where they are in the league, and they probably caved thinking they were going to get the fans' shares off them to do the move and everything else, and it never happened.
Yeah, well,
so a couple of different. They go to.
I think there was a wee bit of politics in this one.
They go to St Johnstone Wednesday, then entertain Aberdeen, who I don't think they've ever beat at Dens Park. Aberdeen always win there on Saturday, so that's
St Johnstone and Dundee are second bottom and bottom of the form guide, league, so you wouldn't be able to get a Rizla between them at the minute.
Well,
really,
you just wonder. Dundee need more of a result, Murdo, don't
but when that's what you think, if you need the result more, that's when you think your players will pull the sleeves.
But Dundee have needed the result more than anybody for the whole of the season and not done it.
With Tommy Wright just now, Tommy will be raging being about the club. So the boys will be thinking, Christ, we've got to go and win this game. So I just think St Johnstone will be too strong for them. Just for that, because see if St Johnstone be sitting kind of a wee bit higher, maybe you think maybe Dundee can nick something, but I think St Johnstone just now, they'll be going to kick up the backside.
And then sometimes even when you're down there, you just need somebody that's going to nick a wee goal for you, and obviously it's not happened really that much for Kenny Miller if he went there as well. Just some poacher that'll always get you a wee sniff or something.
But he's never in that position. Hughie's back nearly just in his own half.
Kenny hunts the ball a lot, just to be on it. I've seen him doing that before.
But that's not where you're getting best value from him.
I've got to agree with you, but then it's up to the manager to hold it.
I just don't think they're a unit, Dundee, when you look at Dundee now.
Sure,
and the one thing I have said about Oran Kearney is his team play for each other. They've not, been particularly strong, and they've given points away, obviously, but I do think they play for each other, and you can see a style of play there.
Seen them a couple of games, that's a big win Saturday.
You saw them at the beginning of the season, thought they'd beat a few teams, didn't you?
Yeah, did
I?
Aye, yeah, I did. Yeah, did I?
Sorry.
Move on.
That's what you get. That's what you would get for talking about me hitting the step and the step needing surgery.
See that game you're talking about, Ibrox? He played okay.
I know. I remember it.
He played okay.
Let's move back to Friday night, gentlemen, if we may. And the Tony Macaroni, Livy 1, Hibs 2. And Mr. Higginbottom, as you said earlier on, Murdo, he's got them at the top of the form league. And Hibs really do look good at the moment. I was wondering how they would respond after that couple of weeks off of the international break. And we were talking about it, weren't we? Who would adapt best?
Yeah.
But it seems as if they've picked up where they left off.
Yeah, all the players were talking about it, just saying how good the manager is, and the manager was saying how good the players, the squad. He was surprised about the quality of the squad, so he was delighted with that, and I think he just got the right results at the right time, and you know what it's like when you're winning game after game. They'll be looking forward to the Kilmarnock game. Obviously, Kilmarnock game, and then they've got Hearts at the weekend, so it's two massive games against them.
And they're two games that could actually see them move up a couple of places.
They could jump, Bill, but when you're playing a Kilmarnock side who's very, very buoyant just now after scoring 5 at the weekend there, no, they're tough games, but if you're top of the form guide just now in the last 6 matches...
Tails up,
everybody's wanting to play, and you know the Hibs fans, when things are going well, they turn up.
Well, there's nearly 5,000 that game. Again, probably the most of them would be for Easter Road side there. And watched the goals, handling good feet in the box and blasted it into the roof of the net. But the second goal for Stevie Mallon was magnificent. Edge of the box, digs over a player and passes it by the goalie on the far side. And he's got quality, Mallon. There's no doubt about that. When he's on the ball, when he's on form, and he's fit, and I met his dad a couple of times, and he says, you know, he's got his fitness levels really, really good, and he's enjoying it, and the Hibs fans will like him. And he's been a breath of fresh air.
He's one of the cleanest hitters of a ball in Scottish.
Oh, he's a great striker of the ball. I watched him at St Mirren for a couple of seasons before he went to Barnsley. But am I right in saying with Higginbottom had him at Barnsley? Would they have worked together at Barnsley?
Yeah, he did.
Did he take him to Barnsley? Yeah. So he knows his quality. But generally, you know, Hibs are back to the Hibs under Lenny, playing with the pace and getting in people's faces, going and pressing. Not an easy place to go and win, Livingston, you know, and Ryan Hardy got the pen last minute to make it look.
And you know, that ground, despite what you say about the speed and the way that it runs and things like that, see, for a team that plays with pace, it doesn't always do them a lot of favours, depending on how much infill's in it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But, you know, I don't know, I had a wee sneaky for Hibs. I think I predicted Hibs a win, 2-1, and you went for a Livy win. So, pre-match, before Bob come on, for 4 hours.
Is Bob on?
Bob was on. He went through on the Thursday nights, did he? He camps overnight.
Aye.
And so he's...
They have to stock up in quavers, that's why.
The quaver man. But no, fantastic result. Murdo was doing the dinner last night. They must have been struggling for speakers. Obviously, Murdo was through doing his bit. And he spoke to the manager, and his manager's loving it, isn't he? He says he's really enjoying it.
Really enjoying it.
Yeah, that was it.
Did you
say I'm really enjoying it?
Who was the Hibs player of the year, by the way?
Who do you think?
Well, I know, because you told me. You told me.
Hibs player of the year, I think, would have been Lewis Stevenson. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah, there you go. Burnsy knows his players.
There we are.
There you are.
And in his speech, he says, Stevie Mallon must be gutted. 13 goals and 10 assists. He never got that.
Well, listen, he's a legend through there, Lewis Stevenson.
By the way,
he's been brilliant.
So consistent over all the years.
Been there as a kid,
And by the way, nice boy as well.
You know what I mean? Had his testimonial. Still keeping fit.
His testimonial, seemingly he gave half of his testimonial money to charity.
I read that.
That was brilliant. Honestly, great
absolutely
from him.
Brilliant.
But good atmosphere in the place. The boys are all a bit of a laugh.
A couple of beers.
All the boys there.
Who was on with you? Who were you speaking with?
Bill Copeland.
Do you hear any stories about why Lenny left?
Why what?
No,
Lenny?
You did. I can tell you're laughing.
By the way,
come on,
getting introduced, walking
Spill the beans.
to go on the top table, and Rod Petrie went out, and then a couple of the guys from the club, they went out. Leanne Dempster, what a cheer she got.
Really?
Unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? It was a great cheer, and obviously that's the supporters supporting her, what she's been doing at the club.
What she's done, yeah. The appointment of, but again, that's what wins do, innit? Higginbottom comes in,
Aye. But I don't even think I don't think that's a big relation.
No,
I
but,
just
you
think
know,
because what she's done for the club. So obviously she's in there doing so many things. Obviously, now anything was a big thing, and it's all about.
They're backed up.
Who
but
you
then the
backed.
appointment of Higginbottom and the results, you know, if that quite easily could have went the other way. If they come in and hadn't worked out for Higginbottom, they wouldn't even have been a dinner.
Aye.
So they wouldn't have wanted a dinner.
Aye.
And you certainly wouldn't have been on. So that's for sure.
A fish supper for 4.
But no, listen, she's a strong character, and you know she's come through the carry on with the bottle of Bucky getting thrown at Sinclair, and somebody want to have a go at Tav, and have to deal with all that, and you know she's well thought in the game.
She doesn't hide from anything. She'll come out and stand up to things, whether it's for the club or against the club. If it's one of their own supporters have done something
I'll tell you
wrong.
what impresses me about what you've just told me. Bearing in mind that Hibs are a club that have gone through quite a lot of turmoil with fans over the last 3 seasons. You know, there's been a lot of unrest at Easter Road with people being shouted for to be removed and things to happen at the club and Tom Farmer to sell up and all the rest of it. There's been a lot of fan movement, don't forget, trying to kind of change things at Hibs. So the fact that she's getting that cheer shows that she has... You know,
well, they're the guys that know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and to be fair, hey, listen, what's going on at the SFA? It might be destined to go there. She might get a job there. What would be wrong with that? You never know. So, there you go. There you are, Bill. No, you know for that, no?
He's lost the plot completely, hasn't he? He's away with the fairies. No. He's getting very mellow because we mows on the doorstep almost.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, is it?
We mows on the doorstep nearly, so he's very mellow. He's practising.
2 weeks. I've been at all these classes.
Have you been to the clinics and all that?
Well, I don't need to go to the clinic.
Have you got your rubber booby for feeding and things like that? You got all of that?
Cots up, we're good to go.
Meet the fuckers, that kind of thing.
I was watching that the other day. You could watch it every day.
We mows all planned in for the 17th of April. So, there we go.
Unless it turns out to be Moella. Who knows? Who knows?
The question's asked if it's a ginger.
Are you getting the...
have you got a big list of names?
Yeah.
What was the one you were going for again? The boy?
Stevie.
Ted.
No, Mason.
Mason. And his middle name's going to be Free.
Bill,
Can you imagine when you're back at school, remember they read your name out in the class?
Mason.
Burns, Freemason.
Mason and Billy if it's a girl.
Billy?
You know, he's got no say whatsoever.
No.
The name of it.
He's come up with 4 that he loved that he's told me, and none of them were Mason or Billy.
That's no happening.
None of them were Mason or Billy, I have to tell you.
I'm just putting it out there in case she's listening.
Aye.
Anyway, yes, life's about to change, but all for good, so everybody's happy at the end of the day. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
A fortnight.
There's on the she's just text me, actually.
Saying what?
Aye.
No way, she's saying.
Thumbs down. Can you read it out loud?
Yeah.
Can you?
Aye, she's well. No, I can't really.
Why?
Aye.
No, I'm not telling you. This is no loose women. What on?
Loose guy.
You've known on a few of them.
She is listening.
I know, that's why I said it.
Just about to be a daddy and you're giving it that.
The old 4 o'clock bus back from Glasgow from Buchanan Street.
Well, that's all finished now.
Aye.
Oh, I've been a good boy, me. I've been I've learnt my lesson.
For the last fortnight.
No, I've not been out. I'm calmed down. I'm good to go.
Yes.
Anyway,
what do you say about leopards? What do you say about leopards?
Let's come back and bit me in the arse tonight, aren't
That's twice already. And you're not even out the studio.
Out the door.
Aye.
Aye, good.
Well, listen, I hope everything goes well in the next couple of weeks and it all goes according to plan.
Sure it will.
And I hope we Mason or Billy appreciate what they've got as a daddy.
It will.
Oh, well, that's good. That's pretty much it, boys, unless there's anything you want to bring up. I mean, we've got about a minute, maybe.
A minute.
45 seconds now. Is there anything you don't want to read that? Because we're happy to hear what Elizabeth has to say.
Well,
What does she have to say?
I'm proud of you, honey. You're different class. You're holding that show together, as you always do. She says, I know. I says, don't get any thanks for that. But a stick, you know.
And you're still a liar.
Our hormones are obviously all over the place.
You must know her. You get through that hormonal stuff, you know, and it's like a red bag to a bull, isn't it? You know, she's been okay.
You've got to look after her.
I will. I'll be there for her.
When you go home tonight,
Well,
she'll be sitting
there the night for her.
When you go home tonight, she'll be sitting cross-legged in the kitchen sucking a piece of coal.
She'll be at Moz. No, she'll be sitting with a baseball bat like that.
That's it, boys. Thank you very much. Good to have you back, Murdo. Good to see you again, Shuggy. See you again on Friday. That is it for me. It's going to be an interesting one tomorrow when Mr. Collins comes in. Everybody will be listening for that one. Jerry Collins joins me tomorrow between 6 and 8 as we talk more football. Now, if you're into ice hockey, then stand by. Hamish Carton is back with Behind the Glass, as he always is on a Monday. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening tonight.
Every hour, on the hour, on DAB, online, and on your smart. Love music. Live sport. Talking football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns, and Murdo McLeod on Rock Sport Radio.